Hello, hello. We should be live. Live. Let me know if we're live, folks. Let me know if we're live. Hello, hello. My name is Evan Freiberger, and today we're going to be talking about the changes that we've been seeing in the models and actually talking about snow totals for the first time for many more folks. So today is going to be the day to really ask a lot of questions when it comes to snowfall totals and ice totals. We'll be looking at it all today. I think models have come enough into agreement that we can talk about it. I think we're about at that point. I'm cold once again, of course. I came back. Well, actually, I went from Alaska back to Alabama, and then now I've decided to go back to Alaska to do yet another live stream. So just so you guys can get the full immersion, I'm spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to move everything from my studio to Alaska every time I do a forecast. So that's what I do for you guys. I mean, what can I say? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. This is guys, I hate to bring it to you, but this is indoors. Look out for the Yeti. Is that real? Are Yetis real? I'm just kidding. Never had a winter storm before, but I am here. Starts around Friday afternoon for me and stays me, it says, in my weather app. So there you go. Well, we'll see if your weather app is any good, I guess. So a bust depends on what you were expecting. Let's see. Looking at the background, I thought you were in my backyard in Ontario. I am. Look out your window. Oh, I see her. Hey. Hi. Nobody talks about us, and I'm not going to talk about you either. So go ahead and get on out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Ask some questions. Well, I'll if I see a chat, but it might get a little bit hectic today. Hopefully not. Hopefully chat stays relatively calm today, but I got a feeling people are getting a little stir crazy, and that might pull on over into this winter storm. Let's see what you missed. Not a whole lot. We're just waiting for folks to show up before we get started. So we're just kind of chatting right now, but we're just kind of, we'll probably wait like maybe 60 more seconds, and then we'll hop in to the warning map, talk about the warning maps, and then get into the forecast. And then after the forecast, we'll be answering questions after that. Hello. Welcome in. How you doing, Coyote and Sassy? Hello. What do I think it's going to be like for us? I don't know where you live. I'm going to guess Georgia. Dave the Bee sent one gifted membership. If you guys got that gifted membership from David, make sure that you are thanking him in chat, or my dog will come to your house and pee on your lawn. It will happen. So make sure you say thank you. Hello. Welcome. We have an extreme cold warning where you are. Well, watch out for those exploding trees up there. It's a totally real thing that's going to happen. All the trees gone, exploded, like it does every winter. Like it does every winter, folks. You don't remember? Hello, welcome. How's my app going? It's going good. I had a little problem with it this morning. There was the winter storm warnings weren't popping up. The warnings were getting parsed wrong. We've never had this many warnings on the app before, so had to deal with that this morning. I also coded a new warning overlay because the guy that made my warning overlay is lost his server, I guess, and then he's never got it back up. I don't know what's up with that. So now the warning overlay is mine, and the cool thing about that is that the warning speaker is myself as well. Hello, welcome in. Hello from PA. Hello. Well, yeah, where's everybody from? Everybody put in chat where you guys are from. I'm definitely interested to know. I'm assuming the mass majority of people that are here right now are in Arkansas. That's what I'm assuming. Let's see, we got Tennessee, Arkansas, Georgia, North Carolina, Nebraska, Tennessee. Wow, we got a couple people here from Tennessee, Northern Illinois, Knoxville, New York. New York, New York, welcome to New York. Oh God, I haven't sang in so long, guys. The voice is gone. France, vive la France. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Let's see, Ontario, hello, hello. Pennsylvania, Arkansas. Okay, Arkansas, I thought there was gonna be more people here from Arkansas, but it seems like no. Seems like no. Rochester, New York, wow. Viva la Florida, hello, hello. Hola. The Netherlands, all right. Okay, so let's hop over to our weather warning map. A lot has changed since the last time we have talked. Check this out. Check this out. Yeah, there's a lot of pink on the map, folks. This means, sorry, I almost said severe thunderstorm warning. I've been coding my warning program all day. I got the warnings all jumbled up in my head. This is a winter storm warning, but imagine if that was a severe thunderstorm warning, the kind of storm that would have to be. But yeah, this is a winter storm warning out over here for Texas. We're including Odessa, Dallas, Lubbock, Amarillo. We got Oklahoma City, Sire, Enid over here in Oklahoma. We got Wichita, Manhattan, Parsons over there in Kansas, Kansas City, Columbia, Springfield, St. Louis over there in Missouri. And then we got Fayetteville, Paragould, Little Rock, Texarkana there in Texas, and Arcana. And Shreveport down there in northern Louisiana is now officially in a winter storm warning. We also got a folks tuning in over here on our Weather Circle app. Actually, let's hop over to here. We got folks tuning in on the Weather Circle app. There's Night Wolf saying hi from Dora, Alabama. All right, are you an explorer? Are you an explorer, sir? But hello. Hopefully we don't see anything over here but rain. I really don't want to deal with anything. Also, we got Memphis, Martin, Jackson, Spring Hill, McMinnville, Cookeville, Nashville over here in Tennessee in a winter storm warning. We got Murray, Bowling Green, Louisville, Brea, and Bourbonville. And around that in the light blue, we got a winter storm watch. These extend all the way into the Ohio Valley, all of West Virginia, almost all of Virginia. Actually, I think that is all of Virginia, most of North Carolina, South Carolina, parts of Georgia, Eastern Tennessee, Pennsylvania. I think I already said that. And then New York and Pennsylvania and New Jersey and Connecticut and Rhode Island and Pennsylvania. And then also Vermont and New Hampshire are all in a, and also can't forget about Pennsylvania. Hey, thank you, Jordan, for becoming a WIMD member, and thank you, Lola the Tornado, for letting me know you got no school tomorrow in Wisconsin. Well, congrats. Enjoy the day off. Enjoy the day off. Also, back out here further west, we've got some winter storm watches over here into New Mexico, over there into Colorado, and then also back over here in northwestern Kansas, we have a winter weather advisory. Hey, thank you, Daniel, for the $10. Thank you so much. He says, my wife and I are currently in LA, Louisiana, or Los Angeles. Leave me out tonight for Orlando for trucking, thinking of running the entire trip through across I-10. Wish us luck and many prayers. Oh, you're in Louisiana. Yeah, I think for the most part you guys will be okay, but yeah, just, you know, if it starts to rain and your thermometer says that it's below freezing, then you know that's gonna start to freeze on the road and it's time to slow that truck on down. And thank you, Cheryl Masters, for becoming a WIMD member. Thank you so much. Welcome, and thank you for your monthly support. I do appreciate that very, very much. Sending prayers, my friend. Yeah. I really hope you make it all right, dude. You know, just make sure that you're monitoring that thermometer. If you don't have a thermometer, get that thermometer before you get started on that drive. Do I have a link for Weather Circle? I absolutely do. It's weathercircle.app. Weathercircle.app. The link is also in the chat. But yeah, head over to weathercircle.app and come join us. We really want to see your guys' storm reports. You can go live on this app. You can post photos and videos on this app. You can say hi from Dora, Alabama on this map. You can click view on this map on this map. And there's also another map within the map. So yeah, if you like weather and maps, and posting photos and videos and chatting with friends about strictly weather, come over here to Weather Circle. We definitely want to see your photos, your videos that you guys end up taking. It does cost $1 to $10 to post videos and photos. It's a monthly subscription, only $1, or you could pay $10. It just depends on what you want to do. So you get to choose what your subscription price is, because it's America and we have choices here, or we used to. And thank you, Pathmedic, for the $10 donation. Thank you so much. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. All right, someone's in the snow spirit. Warn them about carbon monoxide. Oh yeah, guys. When you're in your car, for one, if you back up in a snow, like, just be careful where your muffler is, okay? If you back up into a snow pile, that snow can cover up the end of your muffler, and that carbon dioxide will build up in your car, and that can become deadly. Also, running your car in your garage, not a good idea. Also, bringing a generator inside to power your house when the power does ultimately go out due to either, stronger winds, or also, the ice that we are expecting. That, by the way, a quarter inch of ice adds to 100 to 200 or 500 pounds of weight on a power line or on a tree limb. So keep that in mind. Power outages are definitely going to be possible if you get a quarter inch of ice or higher. That's all it takes. Again, it's not going to fall as ice, it's going to fall as rain and then freeze on the surface. So it's really about what your thermometer says. Is it below freezing near the ground? That's when you know that freezing rain is going to start to build up. But yeah, don't put your generator inside your house. If it's gas, if it's one of those plug in the wall where you've already got a bunch of battery power stored up, you can have that in your house. But yeah. Hello, hello, hello. Just spent my last dollar to join your channel. Wish I could post video and pics. Well, the cool thing about Weather Circle is that you can also gift subs. So go say hi, and in chat, beg people in the Hangout to gift you a sub to Weather Circle. Rachel says, from Beth Page. All right, thank you so much. Evan Kaiser says, snow squall near Rochester, New York. Yeah, I was monitoring that actually back over here, or I was. Not the snow squall itself, but some of the lake effect snow out here. You can see they've gotten a lot of snow up here. This is just near Watertown, south of Watertown. Lots of snow up there. Let me see if we can find this snow squall. Which one is it? I'm guessing it's one of these guys over there near Buffalo and Medina. Let's see if we can go look at that. Hold on, let me get the chat on the screen. I totally forgot to do that. That is my bad. Where is it? There. And then there. And then also, I want to turn the music down just a smidge. There we go. Almost there. And then that to like, golly, I gotta do that perfectly, don't I? Ooh, all right, give me a second. Gotta line this up just right. All right, that's good enough. Just got another post out here in Weather Circle from Becky. Says, hi from Knoxville. Hope this storm decides to float quietly past us. I hope so too. I hope it's the quietest storm you've ever had in your life, and your, and everybody that wanted crazy winter weather around you is disappointed. Yeah, it's interesting. Everybody has a different opinion on what they want in the Southeast. Some people are wanting a lot of snow. Some people are not really wanting much at all. Now, it looks like we got another post out here on Weather Circle. I've seen multiple sources saying different things for Southeast Kentucky and the London Corbin area. Can you get my opinion? Trust you the most. I do appreciate that. Yeah, we'll be talking about that here in just a moment. Just a moment. We'll be going over the models. But one thing I did want to show you guys, last thing before we get started, is I did this new winter, or this new alert thing. Finally, I've gotten it back. So everybody in chat, let's rejoice. But here are I have a testing thing, and check this out. It's my voice. I want to test the. A tornado emergency has been issued. This means there is a large and extremely dangerous tornado on the ground. Please seek shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous situation. A large and extremely It's quiet.
Tornado has been spotted in
Ah,
this area.
that's why we are testing it.
Immediately and head underground if
Okay. Can't hear it. Yeah, I'll have to turn that up then. That's why we test. That's why we test. That's why I wanted to show you guys, just so we could test the audio on it. Okay, let's go ahead and hop into the models. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so let's bring this up. All right, so starting off first with our GFS, we talked about the upper level pattern yesterday, and you know, everything that we kind of said yesterday on the upper level pattern, where our low pressure systems are and where our high pressure systems are still very important in determining what this snowstorm will do. Now, as I push this forward into Friday at around 12 p.m., that's going to be pretty much the earliest that our storm is going to start. That's when we're really going to start to see some snow start to fall over here into South Dakota, also over there into the panhandle of Texas and Oklahoma, going up into Kansas. Now, as I push this even further into the future, as we move into about 6 p.m. tomorrow, that is when we're going to start to see some freezing rain develop or sleet and also some snow further up to the north. Now, keep in mind, this is the GFS. It hasn't had that great of a track record recently, but it should start to become more accurate given the fact that we are only a couple hours out from from this storm actually happening. Now, as we move into Friday, at around 12 or Saturday, sorry, at around 12 a.m. This is when we're going to start to see some of our first major impacts out here. We're talking heavier snow out over here into Kansas, also into Oklahoma, with that freezing rain or sleet further down to the south, developing as far south as almost DFW as we go into overnight tonight and going into tomorrow. But again, this is one model run, and we have tons of model runs to go over today. So we're going to be breaking this storm down from the top to the bottom and figuring out exactly what it's going to do. Hey, thank you, Daniel, for being a member for 2 months. I do appreciate that very much for your monthly support. Thank you so much. Everybody put thank you in chat to Daniel for supporting the channel. Thank you. Thank you. It's the battle between snow and ice. Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's going to be that way probably all the way until the event. And we still probably will get some surprises somewhere, as we always do with every single snow event that is this large. And thank you, Dave the Bee, for being a member for 5 months. Thank you for 5 months of support. Thank you. We stay warm during this cold snap. It's not happening. I'm going to try, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think I'm going to have to go outside to walk Chaz, and we're going to freeze our butts off. Probably many, 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 many times. Not looking forward to it. Not going to lie to you. All right. Don't worry, folks. We're going to be going through all of the data here. We're going to be talking about ice totals. We're going to be talking about snow totals today, all the way up to the East Coast. We're going to be talking about it all because we're close enough, I think, to talk about it, at least initially here, especially back over here into Oklahoma and Kansas, Missouri, and Arkansas. So this is the GFS's depiction, right? And again, this is at around 12 a.m. On Friday. I mean, yeah, or Saturday, technically. And as you can see, the Euro is still holding on to the fact of freezing rain developing over here into Texas, going into Oklahoma and Arkansas, also parts of Louisiana. Heavier snow on the northern side, kind of similar to the GFS, but the GFS has a sleet here in the purple, and the Euro has ice here in the pink. So some differences there. GDPS also has sleet. I don't know what's wrong with that model. The HRRR model is coming in, and if you compare that to the Euro, it's maybe got a little bit heavier snow on the northern side and maybe not as thick or as consolidated of an area of some freezing rain or sleet. It's a little bit weaker there. A very thin line of sleet here in between, this pink and the blue. So maybe a little bit of a mixture on the HRRR. We are pretty far out, but I mean, 36 hours is not too ridiculous for the HRRR to start to get into that range of accuracy. Looking over at the icon for the beginning of our event, you can see that icon has some freezing rain to the south in Oklahoma and Kansas in that snow. MPAS pretty similar, but it says more sleet. More sleet also on an NSSL with some snow starting, but maybe not as far north, maybe a little bit faster of a system with that model. This one is a little interesting, a little bit more of a warm nose going up to the north. Could still have some sleet and snow. Look how dry it is though on some of these a lot drier on some of these higher resolution models. The MPass RN is a higher resolution. Now we're going into the RN3 here. It shows more of freezing rain, with still pretty dry up to there to the north. The NAM model always comes in pretty oversaturated, so it's probably going to be somewhere in between some of these models and the Euro, so maybe not as much snow as this, but if you take an average between this model right here and this model, you're probably going to get pretty close to what it is, minus the fact that the NAM is saying all sleet, no freezing rain, basically at all. The wrap model, kind of the same thing. And everybody's, what you can really tell as I go through here, we're not seeing a whole bunch of shifts anymore, especially at the beginning of our run. This is what you look for when you're looking at all of these different models for the exact same time frame. You're looking not for it to jump around too much, and we're starting to get there. The confidence is getting higher, especially for the beginning of our event. It really does seem like that rain snow line, or that sleet or that ice snow line, is going to be in central, close to Oklahoma City, if not just to the north or just to the south, and then back over here just north of Little Rock for most of our models. It doesn't seem like Little Rock is really getting into any snow according to almost every single one of our models. So that could still change. I mean, we are still technically 30 hours out. That could still change, but I don't think our wobbles are going to be as big to the north anymore or as big to the south anymore. But that's the latest information on the beginning of our event and when this gets started. So let's go ahead and push this even further. So this is going into 9 a.m. or Saturday, 9 a.m. Central, or 10 a.m. Eastern, or 7 a.m. Western time. Or if you live in the mountains, I think I got it wrong. No, yeah, 8 a.m. Mountain time. I think that's right. But yeah, as this moves further, this is Saturday morning here, we're going to really start to see some sleet pick up here into central Arkansas, also into northern Louisiana and northeastern Texas, according to the GFS. Now, this is where we're going to really try to figure out, because really from Arkansas and Mississippi is starting to turn into our bullseye here for whether the sleet or the freezing rain could happen here. As we go through all the models, you can see that a lot of them, the majority of them are saying sleet, just barely. We're about at 60% on the sleet and about 40% in the freezing rain. So it does seem like the trend is transitioning more, at least for central Arkansas and eastern Oklahoma, for mainly sleet, but you could still get some freezing rain in between there. It's still probably going to be pretty dangerous there, but it doesn't really seem like our freezing rain signal, at least at the very beginning, it seems like it's fading a little bit. It's not nearly as strong as it was on some of our previous models, which we knew was possible. We knew ice is going to change as we get closer. And, if we count them, we got 1, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so we're about 50-60%. So we are getting a little bit more confident in the fact that it could be sleet. That's where it's leaning towards right now, but we still got big mixed bag out there, at least for this time frame. But generally, snow is going to be making it as far north as northern Missouri, potentially light flakes up there, also starting to encroach into parts of Illinois, maybe even Indiana by 9 a.m. on Saturday. And then over there into northern Mississippi could start to get a little bit hectic out there with some of that freezing rain starting to start, and also some of that sleet there into western Tennessee as well. Northern Alabama still should be in the clear by 9 a.m. Too. So that's 9 a.m. Let's move forward 3 more hours, or we'll move forward 6 more hours. So this is at 6 p.m. here, 6 p.m. 3 p.m. Sorry. As you can see on our map, this is the GFS's solution here, and it's a very suppressed, almost completely anemic storm there at Saturday at 3 p.m. But as you can see, the GFS is just not really, well, I wouldn't say it's alone. Can't really say it's alone. We do have some model support. The Euro, actually, this is kind of surprising. The Euro is actually looking a little, that's one thing that I am noticing. I am seeing some drier air on the backside of this, way drier than it was initially. We do have a little bit of a trend. I've just now noticed this. I mean, the Euro is almost on an island all of a sudden. That is interesting. Okay, so what I'm talking about here, it looks drier in terms of, look at all this. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Let me get this, change that to that. So what I'm talking about is it looks a lot. Wait, why is it doing this? Can we get the pen tool to work? I guess not. Doesn't seem like it wants to cooperate. But yeah, if I come back over here to the euro, let's go to, where is the euro? It just looks drier. It doesn't look as full of a storm as it did in previous runs at this time yesterday. So it does look like there's some drier air on the backside here, which would technically mean less snow for some folks. But that is only 3 p.m. So let's go ahead and continue to move this forward. And you can see here on the GFS, it signals the second wave here as we go into 12 a.m. on the 25th. As you can see, we do have some sleet starting potentially over here into central Arkansas, northern Louisiana, and some new snow coming in on the backside here. If we come over to our latest runs, you can see the euro really starts to pick up that snow on the backside there, and some of our models are starting to fill back in. So it was a little bit drier on the transition here, but I will say definitely filling back in as we go later into the day. So maybe a little bit of a hiccup in the models there, but definitely something to keep an eye on. We could have some dry air issues, which could throw a wrench in the forecast for somebody. It's going to be hard to tell who, but that is interesting that we do have that dry air kind of smack dab in the middle of most of these models. You can see a lot of them do have it. It's sitting over there in Missouri, in Illinois, in Indiana by 12 a.m. I mean, over there in Missouri and Illinois, almost completely dry. So that's going to be a time when not any snow is going to be falling. So definitely got to keep an eye on that dry air as we move into the future, into Saturday or into Sunday morning. As that is going to be important for some folks' snow totals. That might very well lower some totals out there. But it's a trend that's just kind of recently popped up, so we'll see if that continues. But yeah, as our storm continues off to the east, as you can see, the GFS has mainly snow over here into Kentucky. Looks like Arkansas actually might get some backside snow out of this storm. But again, the GFS has been really bullish on this backside snow. A lot of our models haven't really been saying that. So here we are at Sunday, 9 a.m. You see Alabama still in the rain. Mississippi is getting still pretty hit hard by this sleet and freezing rain. Also down there in Louisiana, southeast Arkansas as well. Snow band rises all the way from Texas into the East Coast, extending all the way up into the Great Lakes as well. That's a lot of snow that's falling, especially just north of our freezing line. And it's going to be falling for a long time. So sometimes the accumulation rates might be a little bit lower, but because of how long the duration of this event, some folks are definitely going to be picking up a decent amount of snow out of this snowstorm. And you see the GFS, though, is saying over there into western Mississippi, it likes the idea of sleet rather than freezing rain. Again, the duality of these models and showing either sleet or freezing rain. The euro has more freezing rain, but you can see, surprisingly, the GFS and the euro are pretty close, with the euro having a little bit more dry air on the backside. So not as much of backside accumulation over there for areas like Little Rock, getting close to Texarkana there, but maybe some snowflakes. GFS likes that scenario a little bit more. Let's go look at some of our more higher resolution models. This is the M Pass. You can see that it also is a little bit drier there. So the euro and some of our higher resolution models are signaling a little bit more dry air. The NAM as well, the RDPS, RFS, and the UK Met are all kind of in agreement on that drier air, and not a whole lot of backside snow with our system. So the GFS, unfortunately, is in an island with this backside snow scenario. But overall, you can see that we still have a pretty healthy signal for either some sleet or some freezing rain, mainly over there into Mississippi. But it looks like for Alabama, at least initially here, most of our models are saying that northern Alabama is going to dodge a bullet. If it's going to be anybody in Alabama that gets that freezing rain or sleet, it looks like it's going to be northeastern Alabama. It's central Tennessee, like Nashville, over there near Memphis. But it doesn't look like it's going to get as far south as Birmingham. So we'll have to keep monitoring the trends, but it definitely seems like that warm nose is going to be rising up above our cold air and causing a little bit more precipitation rather than freezing rain, especially over there into northern Alabama. So that is that for the 25th. And then as we continue this into the about 6 p.m. here, you can see the GFS still likes the backside snow, which is pretty interesting. It tries to bring that backside snow all the way into Alabama. But let's see if the models continue to stay dry as they go off to the east. No, the Euro is completely dry on the backside. GDPS has a little snow over there at Kentucky, Indiana going into Michigan and Ohio. Also Connecticut getting snow by this point. Massachusetts getting a decent amount of snow. New York, Pennsylvania, Vermont, Pennsylvania, and then also New Hampshire and Pennsylvania are all going to be getting that snow. So, you know, definitely a decent chance for some accumulation out there. I would definitely be expecting it up there. But man, look at this freezing line here on the Euro. I mean, we are talking about almost the entire state of Virginia being in some mainly freezing rain by the time we get into around 3 p.m., 6 p.m. on Sunday, which is a lot further north. And we could be talking about this freezing rain being into even South Carolina, which is a little bit pushed down to the south. And also that could even try to encroach into parts of Georgia, according to some of our models. Like the Icon model has that coming all the way into Georgia. The NAM has it coming all the way into Georgia, over there into South Carolina as well. RFS as well. And the UK Met has mainly sleet, but it looks like the majority of our models support actual freezing rain on the leading edge. We actually have a little bit of agreement there, so I would definitely be watching out. You can see that this is going to be kind of on the northern side of a squall line, which means that we are going to be watching for that potential for very heavy rain to freeze pretty quickly. It won't last that long. It'll be shorter in duration, and you might even get some wind out of it while the rain is falling, but it could accumulate pretty quickly. So I would be keeping your eye on that part of the forecast over here into parts of North Carolina and Virginia, as we do have a decent amount of agreement now forming on our models, which is definitely interesting to look at. Not to say that, I mean, look at this. Some of these models are even saying some sleet and freezing rain could make it as far north as southern New Jersey, over there into Maryland and Delaware, which is quite the trend up to the north. Quite the trend up to the north. Is Pennsylvania getting snow? Yeah, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, and Pennsylvania, New York, Vermont, Pennsylvania, Maine as well, Canada, Mexico. No, I'm just kidding. Mexico's not getting any snow. Not with this storm. Maybe the next one. And Pennsylvania. Kansas. Yeah, Kansas should be getting some snow. All right, let's go ahead and push this out just a little bit further, and then we're going to talk about snow totals and ice totals. So as our storm continues to move off to the north and east, kind of its last hurrah is going to be Monday morning going into Monday afternoon, where we're going to actually start to see some pretty hefty winds out of this storm, especially over there into New Jersey, back over there into Connecticut and Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Pennsylvania is going to be losing that snow. Hey, thank you, Soba, for the 5. Thank you so much. Don't forget to buy your pets food as well. Bad time to realize the kibble bag is almost empty. Yeah, and also kind of a bad time to. I've been hearing a lot of reports out there of the grocery stores being out of milk and bread. So I would check to make sure that they have kibble before going. I'm sure a lot of people have the same thought as you. But thank you so much for that $5 donation. Thank you. You don't know much, Unk. You just reading a prediction. Isn't that what everybody does? I'm trying to predict it. We're just comparing and contrasting the models and looking at trends. That's what you do as a weatherman. We're not what is it? Fortune tellers with crystal balls. We actually don't know exactly what's going to happen, despite what some people say. We're just looking at data and trying to, we're the ones paying attention to data to tell you where those shifts are. Even if you ask Grok, it's not gonna tell you. Oh Lord, it's happening. It's coming. But yeah, so this is the GFS's solution. Definitely a more amped system. Now let's look at the Euro. Okay, the Euro's a little interesting here. It continues. So the GFS is so amped, it appears, because it continues to wrap that precipitation around it. The Euro is not on board in that, and neither is the UK Met. So the GFS, it wants basically a nor'easter, and 2 out of the 3 say no. So the GFS technically is on an island. It's on an island. It looks great, but it's on an island. Okay, folks. So Euro, more dry. Connecticut, really not getting much snow. And Rhode Island. Is this a trend to watch? Can we trend towards the GFS as we get closer? Yes, we can. This is far enough out in the forecast that it could shift to the GFS. So we still got to monitor for at least the northeast for any trends and shifts. But it does look like, at least for now, the trend is drier on the backside of this storm. So it's big, huge even, yeah. This is about as large of a snowstorm as you can physically get. It's a big boy. It's a chonker. Let me bring this back to where it's most thick. I mean, look how thick that storm is. It's got snow all the way from Texas, going through Missouri, Oklahoma, Ohio, Pennsylvania, going into Virginia, West Virginia, Delaware, Maryland, Kansas, Kentucky, Ohio, then over here in Oklahoma, and then Pennsylvania. Just kidding. I know what those states are supposed to be. We're having a little fun. Everybody's been all doom and gloom about this ice. I know it's stressful. I know it's anxiety ridden. I'm not trying to make super light of the impacts of this storm, but I want you guys to be in a better mood. I want to give you a little bit of a reprieve from all of the doom and gloom out there. I understand that it's a dangerous storm. I do. Thank you, King Neptune, for the $5. Thank you so much. Key thoughts about Evansville. We'll be answering individual questions in just a little bit. In just a little bit. Anyways, but yeah, so that's the timeline for all the snow. Okay. So let's go look at what everybody wants to see, which is our snow map. And we'll compare and contrast it between our models. And let me tell you, it's looking like a lot of snow. Actually, let's do this on weather-wise. I think this will be a little bit easier on weather-wise. Do that. Let me just turn off all the warnings. That's what I want to do. How do I do that? I gotta do it individually. What if I switch to models? Yeah, it still stays on the map. Let's see how good this is. Actually, it doesn't look like we can compare and contrast snowfall totals. Let me just double check. Snow depth. Yeah, well, it's easier. It's just easier on pivotal weather. We will bring up the map and answer individual questions though. But just to kind of go briefly over everything. So here's the GFS's solution. As you can see, it still is a little bit further south with some of our snow. But you know, this whole story of, you know, 6 to 11 inches in northern Tennessee is pretty far-fetched still kind of on an island, the GFS is, in terms of its furthest south extent. So I would bump this. Actually, I'm almost ready to just throw this model in the trash. As you can see, if you compare it to our other models, it is literally on an island, other than the UK Met, but the UK Met's never been very trustworthy either. But yeah, here's the Euro model. As you can see, that dry air that does intrude is definitely going to lower some of the snow amounts for some folks out here. We're talking about 7 to 8 inches, but that's still a lot of snow for some of these regions. We're talking Arkansas, near 9 inches, just north of Little Rock, very close to Little Rock. Over there in Oklahoma, 12 to 13 inches of snow. And then back over here near Kentucky, we're talking about 13, 14 inches of snow in northern Kentucky. That's a lot for you guys. Southern Indiana, talking about 12 inches possible. Over there into Pennsylvania, kind of the corners of Pennsylvania, West Virginia, going into northern Virginia, we're talking about anywhere from 11 to 12 inches being possible up there. And then further off to the north and east, we're talking about a pretty widespread area of up to a foot of snow for almost all of New York. Going into northern New Jersey, also Connecticut could get into that foot of snow. Rhode Island, Massachusetts as well. But again, I would say the least likely, or the most likely to change part of our forecast, is still up here in the Northeast. So just keep that with a grain of salt for right now. That could definitely change a little bit. GFS could be right, not you. No, you know, when you have all the other models agreeing on something and you have one model that gives you hope, you're reaching. You're reaching. You're reaching. I wish it was right for Tennessee's sake. I know some folks that live in Nashville. I would love for them to just get snow and not have to deal with the ice problem. But unfortunately, that's not what we're talking about. Last season, you got 11.8 inches of snow. Holy moly. Yeah, that's that. So this is the Euro solution. Let's go over here to the GDPS. Is not really a great model. Icon can be okay. But let's look at the averages across the board here. Here's the national blend of models. Keep in mind, a lot of this further to the south snow is the GFS's southern bias showing up in the averages here. So just keep in mind, these will likely be a lot lower. But hey, if you get lucky, you might see that. But southern Missouri all the way up to northern Missouri could get 8 to, all the way down to the south, a little bit more snow, 11 inches. Northern Missouri, 11 to 12 inches. Over here into northern Oklahoma. I got a little bit too distracted by my joke earlier. Now I'm always going to call Oklahoma, Ohio. This is a disaster. I'm going to quit. And thank you for another $5. Icon versus Euro. Euro's better. Hands down. Euro's better. Which is funny because the Euro is just short for Europe. And the Icon is technically from the Europe area. You should open a course on teaching weather. Yeah, maybe when I retire. Boaz, nothing. Maybe some freezing rain or sleet, but likely just rain. That's what I'm expecting in my area. Maybe a little coating of ice, but probably not enough, hopefully, to knock out power. Probably the most likely scenario in northern Alabama to knock out power is when it gets really cold after this storm. Everybody uses the heat at the same time. And people are going to be fighting on the streets with broomsticks and sandals for energy. One model by itself is an outlier. Exactly. It's on an island. It's an outlier. Yeah, back over here into Kentucky, northern Kentucky, like over there near Louisville, 13 inches of snow is certainly possible. Over here into southern Indiana, we have a strip of 12 inches. Again, what we're looking at here is basically all the models blended together, like you're making a model smoothie. You got the GFS, which is what's the worst possible fruit? It's the worst possible fruit possible. Yeah, is olive a fruit? Please tell me it's a fruit, because the GFS can be olives. Oh, Duran. Yeah, Duran. Those are nasty. Hey, thank you, King, for the $2. Thank you. Yeah, the GFS is like the Duran. The Euro is like that sweet strawberry. The Euro Aphis is like a banana, and basically you put that all into a blender and you blend it all up, and then you smear it across the map, and that's what you get here. You get just what looks like a blueberry smoothie spread across. And that's just basically an average of all the models. It takes it all, it gives them all separate weights, and then it puts it onto a map. So I think it's a good way to determine the average, especially when you're dealing with a storm that's so unpredictable. So you definitely want to have some sort of ability to see through all of these changes that we are seeing. But one thing is for sure, the Northeast is probably going to be the winner out of this storm. We thought it was going to be Tennessee, I never thought it was going to be Tennessee. I always said to have caution, but most people were saying it's going to be Tennessee and Arkansas earlier on, but snow model shift, ice model shift that far out, but they still shared their snow maps anyways. Who knows why? Probably money. But yeah, you can see out here, the biggest winner might be over here, 27 inches. That's a lot. Over 2 feet of snow for some areas out here in the Northeast. All of New Jersey is in a foot plus. Hey, thank you, Cheryl Masters, for sending 10 gifted memberships into the chat. If you guys get a gifted membership from Cheryl, make sure you're saying thank you, because, not only are you getting a free membership off of her hard-earned cash, and you didn't have to work for it at all, you lazy bum, it's coming to me. So she's supporting me as well. And now you're hungry. Does smoothies make you hungry? I guess if you like put protein shakes in there. Nice gift for late Christmas. There you go. There you go. We're not lazy. I was joking. It's a joke. You can't take everything seriously. I know it's a serious time, but you know, sometimes you just gotta laugh. This world is weird and it's crazy. And I have decided, instead of being sad and anxious all the time, I'm just gonna relax and have some fun. That's what I've decided. I think you should decide to do it too. It's definitely a different life and a much more happier life. Turn the snow on in Florida. I mean, it's gonna be cold enough. You guys don't have any precipitation, but you can make precipitation. Just turn your garden hose on mist and watch the snow fly. You like your jackets? Any chance of sending it across the pond to the UK? Mine's got a hole in it. You want my jacket? Joke's on you guys. I'm the lazy person. You think I'm going to actually put this jacket into a box and put tape on that and send it all the way across the pond? Not doing it. That's too much work. It's cold and I don't want to move. Need to order some food? Go ahead. Go ahead. But yeah, that's what the national blend of models is saying. So it's interesting. It's interesting. The interesting thing that I don't really understand about it is, where's that model coming from? This is what confuses me. Is it broken? There's not a single model with that much snow. Why? I know I set y'all up for that one, but you guys got all excited over there. But you know, what are we gonna do? We could sit here and talk numbers, or I could just prank you guys all stream long. No, but it's funny though, because like, it's supposed to be a blend in an average of all the models. Where is this number coming? You will get 67 feet. I see what you did there. Is that joke seriously still not old? Hey, thank you, Mary, for being a member for 19 months. I appreciate that. Well, if you're going to get clobbered in Connecticut, I would say the more realistic solution, you can see that we do have some agreement out over here. Although the national blend of models looks like somebody threw a couple extra strawberries in there. I mean, we are still talking about over a foot, and some areas getting pretty close to 15 to 16 inches of snow out over here into parts of Connecticut, northern New Jersey, but southern New Jersey probably won't get over a foot of snow. The national blend of models unfortunately had one too many shots into their smoothie. I don't have fun during severe weather. When we're actually doing dangerous coverage, the only thing that you guys will probably ever laugh at is when when you hear my voice in the background for the warning, but it'll be for something dangerous. So if you laugh at that, you're a horrible person. Nothing beats mac and cheese. Yeah, no, it's nice. They're calling for 12 to 8 inches this year in southern Pennsylvania. Yeah, in southern Pennsylvania, I would say a good average for southern Pennsylvania. Let me just look at all the models really quick. Are you in southeastern or like just directly southern Pennsylvania? Erie, Pennsylvania, looks like the models are pretty consistent here for around 6 to 7 inch. Do you really live in Erie, Pennsylvania, or did you just pick that city to screw me? Now everybody's gonna be posting 6-7 in chat for the next 45 minutes. You've ruined the stream. I'm ending it. I'm ending the stream. Hello, watching you from Alaska. Dude, we're right next to each other. Look, I'm in Alaska too. Don't you recognize these Alaskan trees behind me? Just ban those numbers, right? There should be like a national decree. I wish I could make an executive order. It would ban that. It would ban those numbers from existence. Northern Kentucky gonna be bad? Yeah, I mean, the averages here, it's looking like Northern Kentucky will probably, if I had to guess, Northern Kentucky is probably gonna have close to some of the worst impacts out of this winter storms when it comes to snow. Yes, you know, is a foot a lot up here for the Northeast? Not really. It's kind of in the middle and average. You guys used to get these snowstorms with a foot of snow a lot more often. It's just been a while, but you know, your infrastructure is still there to deal with it. Northern Kentucky to Central Kentucky, a little bit less prepared for snow like this. Also, Northern Arkansas is probably going to have some pretty big impacts. So when it comes to the freezing rain, Southern Arkansas going into Northwestern Mississippi is going to have some problems. How much snow am I going to get? 0. Probably just rain. So excited. Can we see ice totals now, please? Yeah, we can. You guys want to move to the ice totals? Let me know in chat if you guys want to move over to the ice totals. We'll do that. What are my thoughts on Central Missouri in terms of snow? In terms of snow in Central Missouri, it really depends on how north you are. You know, some of these models want snow a little bit further up to the north, but it seems like the average kind of stops right at around St. Louis. So about 6 to 7 inches being possible. Are you kidding me? This is just a disaster of a live stream. And my music stopped. Let me play it again. But yeah, I mean, right in this line, it's 6 inches, and then to the north, it's 5 inches. So 5 to 6 inches. Northern Missouri is probably going to get anywhere from 3 to 4 inches. Can I give you a shout out? No. Why is fried bacon? What? This is a weather channel, Kim. But why is it so good? Because it's cheese and bacon. It's got like double the oil and salt. And I love salt. Okay, Dave, that's inappropriate. What about Chirango County, New York? New York, all the way across the board. I mean, unless you live in northern New York, you're gonna get anywhere from 9 inches up to a foot. And if you live in like in the mountainous regions and some of the higher elevations are near the lake, you could get a little bit extra, close to 1.5 feet. Thank you, Harley. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Philadelphia numbers. Let me just remember where Philadelphia is. Yeah, that's that's back over here. Let me look through it and see what number I'm comfortable saying here. Yeah, it looks like really depends. That reminds me. Yeah. So that little area of sleet is going to lower your snowfall totals if it does end up happening. In a scenario where that sleet doesn't make it that far north, areas like southern New Jersey and Philadelphia might pick up a little bit more snow, but I think this is probably our most realistic. Somewhere, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna say it again. I feel like people in chat are just telling me the exact areas in which this meme can exist. But it's gonna be somewhere in between 6 and 8 inches of snow. Western Kentucky ice storm. I thought I lived in Alabama. I do live in Alabama, but right now I am outside in Alaska. That is what I'm doing right now. It's pretty cold out here. Not gonna lie, probably should have brought a bigger jacket. Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Let me see where that is. Reynoldsburg, Ohio. Let's see where that's at. Oh, that's near Columbus. Okay. So yeah, you are, wait, where'd my models go? Okay. So you're like back over here. It's looking pretty nice for you. Let me just see where the averages are here. Yeah, I mean, I would say anywhere from like 7 to 9 inches. Thank you, N6706R4 for the $20 donation. Thank you so much. Says thank you for all you do. The truckers watch you all the time. Like together? How do you know? Is the word on the road from truckers to watch me? I'm honored. Y'all like all get together and what's that one gas station called? It's the good one, Loves. Y'all all get together in Loves and watch me talk about snow. Sounds like a great time. Hey, thank you, Patricia, for $2. Thank you so much. But yeah, no problem, man. No problem. Huge shout out to you. Thank you so much for that $20 donation. That's a big help to the channel. So thank you so much. Thank you from Philly. All right. Well, thank you for the $2 there, Mrs. Patricia. Is the power likely going to go out in northern Kentucky? It really depends. If we come back over to our forecast models again, come back over to the Euro model. Let's go. Hey, thank you, Brandon, for the $10. Thank you so much. And then we'll come back over to the latest. No, we'll go to forecast and then we'll come over to the precipitation type. But yeah, thank you so much, Brandon, for that $10. He says now is a good time for everyone to get Weather Circle Pro. Great app. Thank you. Yeah, you know, I'll segue off of that. Let's go back over to Weather Circle just for a brief moment. I do want to see what everybody's talking about here. Let's see here. Vito says, look at the GFS. No, it's a crappy model. I don't like it. Now, we have had a lot of posts out here. Let's see, whenever you have the moment, can you check out how bad things will be in Northeast Oklahoma? Yeah, we can. Listen, guys, I'm from Florida. I would love some snow, but I think I will have to settle to watching it. Hey, you know what? Same here, unfortunately. Can you check what it's like for us here? Where is here? Oh, yes. So Florence, you need to watch out for some freezing rain. Ice storm and sleet is going to be an issue out over there in northwestern Alabama. So make sure you are watching out for that. Evan Kaiser says, update snow squall moving through the Rochester, New York metro. Oh, let's go check on that. I'm interested. You see, it's Rochester, New York. We will check that out. Let's see, where's Rochester? Oh yeah, there it is. I see the snow squall now. Oh yeah, look at that. A decent little snowfall there. It's coming down pretty much. Hey, Blondie, change that link to weathercircle.app. I recently changed the domain. This isn't the snow event. This is over there in Rochester, New York. Just a little snow squall. But this is what it's going to look like for some of y'all as this big storm comes through. So get ready. Yeah, 1/10 of an inch is probably not going to cause too many issues. Definitely some travel issues. You know, you're gonna have black ice, all that kind of stuff. No exploding trees, thankfully, in Florence. But definitely going to have a problem, maybe with some minor power outages here and there. But if you do get up to 1/4 inch in Florence, it's going to be bad. That's when you start to see like widespread power outages, especially down here in the Southeast. You got news that Kroger in Louisville is pure chaos. Oh my gosh. Bread and milk is out already. My goodness. Yeah, anybody got some anybody got some grocery store photos they want to share in Weather Circle? Fort Worth, Texas. Let's see here. Fort Worth is over here. Let's read the warning details. See what the NWS is saying for your area. Heavy mixed precipitation, ice accumulations between 1/4 of an inch to 1/2 of an inch. And sleet and snow accumulations between 1 and 3 inches are possible. with above 5 inches near the Red River are also possible. We'll see about that. But I will say the ice accumulations are definitely pretty possible here. A quarter of an inch to a half an inch, that's going to be enough to knock out power. So I'd be expecting some pretty serious travel conditions if some of our models are correct out here. If it's all sleet, it's not going to be as bad, but it's still going to be like nearly impossible to drive. You like the Nam? Yeah, the Nam's a good little model. But all right, everybody, that is going to be it for me. I just wanted to come on here to do an hour forecast. Might do a forecast later tonight. We'll see. We'll see. But I do appreciate you guys tuning in, and thank you so much for the generous donations as well. We will be live again either tonight to do another update or tomorrow morning to close to afternoon as the snowstorm gets started. And we'll be live for pretty long tomorrow. So I want to keep my energy up for that. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening, and I will see y'all later. Peace.